Hello YouTube, welcome to my second video. In the first one I talked about myself a little bit and how I ended up in aviation, starting from engineering and then making planes in engineering, then coming here. So now that I'm actually training and also studying for DGC exams, I've been thinking a lot about how I should go with the studies, and I don't want to jump into everything randomly. See, everything is so interesting. It's hard to decide. For me at least, it's very hard to decide what to start first because I like Met, I like Nav. Technical is also amazing. So I made a simple plan for myself. I thought I'd share it in case it helps anyone who's also preparing for the exams. So basically, I've decided to follow a particular order, and that's going to be Met, Nav, and Tech. And after these three are done, then I'll think about Regs and RT. Anyways, so the reason is weather is something that affects every single flight. Whenever you're flying, all that you're surrounded with is weather. That's what it is. And as many of you might have heard, situational awareness, this term is thrown around a lot. So it's one of the most important things for a pilot to have, right? One of the most important skills for a pilot to have, situational awareness. Now think about this. The first thing you should be aware of is your surroundings. And since the plane is in the air, your surroundings is weather itself. So being aware of the weather is step one of being situationally aware, I believe. And all pilots should be good at it. Let's say the very skilled pilot, he is skilled with what he does, right? But if he doesn't understand the weather properly, he can end up making bad decisions. I can't stress that enough. So also, once you understand meteorology properly, a lot of other subjects become kind of easier to understand later on, especially navigation. So it just made sense for me to start here. So yeah, that's the reasons why I'll start with Met. And after Met, we'll go Nav, then Tech, general and specific in that order. Obviously, I'll be doing airlex and RTR as well, but the main three I want to focus on are in meteorology, then navigation, then technical. Right? This is just my personal plan, but this is what feels logical to me right now while I'm also flying. Right? So right now I'm in the middle of meteorology. What I'm trying to do is not just memorize everything. I'm trying to understand the concepts. Now everyone talks about understanding certain concepts. It's very important, but for me, I can also practically relate to this because I see the weather outside when I fly. Not just while flying. When you go outside, just have a look at the sky. Try to identify the clouds. When you do it in real life with actual examples, you're gonna understand it better. That's very important, right? I'm also practicing METARs and TAFs every day, just looking at real weather reports, trying to picture the conditions, what it'll actually be like. So let's say I just woke up. One of the first things I do after waking up is watching reels, like, a lot of people do. But here, you can also do is open up a Meta website, just, read the local Meta at your local airport or whatever airport you want. Imagine how it would be, how the sky would be, right? And then once you step outside the room, look at the sky, keep thinking, okay, the sky should be like this because this is how the Meta read, and see if it matches. It's really fun to do. I did this every day, and initially metas were kind of hard to understand because it's like a code. Once when you're new to it, it's very complex. But then it becomes easier. The more you do it, it just becomes easier. So just do this every day. Make it like a ritual. Very important, right? I feel like I can relate the theory to real flying as it stays in my mind better. And since I have an engineering background, I'm also trying to understand the why behind things. Like certain pressure systems, the way they behave. Why do they do so? I like to understand that. That part actually interests me quite a little bit. So on this channel, after a couple more introductory videos, I am going to start putting out proper study content with Met. And once in a while, I'll also share some updates from my actual flight training, how it goes. I'm on pre-solo right now, so I have my solo soon. I'll also share that experience once I get my solo. But for now, the focus is going to be on ground studies. I'm still figuring things out as I go, to be honest. This is just the plan I've made for myself at this. Follow if you want, it's all up to you. If you're also studying for DGC, I'd like to know what your approach is as well. What subject are you finding difficult? What are you finding easy? Feel free to share everything. Or if you have any questions about how I'm planning my studies, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to reply to as many as I can. If this kind of content is useful for you, then subscribe. Don't if you don't wanna. Like if you like it, dislike if you dislike it. Peace.